got 4. Hear that? 1, 2, 3, 4 MG44s, as they express it, 2 by twin. You've got, what's your armour of the infantry inside that fortification?
1.
1.
Will has just been getting a great deal of pleasure from making my cannons go askew as he's just wiped out the 4 infantrymen inside the bunker with Lara. Lara, she has a hail of bullets. 24 rolls from those things.
24 rolls. It's just laid waste to everyone in there. Can you imagine it? It's just this ricocheting steel shards and concrete bits just flying around, and then everyone was taken out, and they're now just a bloody paste on the floor.
Yep, and that's the end of that strong point.
Excellent.
Oh dear.
He's dominating the battlefield from the very beginning.
Yeah, he's
no longer. Now, in a desperate attempt to recoup something, Peter's bringing on Mickey. I'll refrain from singing the song because it'll just be stuck in my head all day.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun, you blew my mind. Hey, Mickey! Hey, Mickey!
Thank you for that.
Hey, Mickey, you're so fun.
Here was I showing restraint, but no. What is the R word? We don't understand that here.
How far in from the corners?
4.
4. That's it. Up to there. Let's start there.
Don't forget there's a minefield. Just here.
Yes.
Yes. Just blunder into that, Mickey.
I think what I'll do is go, hey, Laura, you're so fine, I'm going to blow your man. Hey, Laura. I'll just point out that this is fresh in the morning. We haven't had any beer or scotch or anything. This is how we normally act.
Speak for yourself.
So, it is, Mickey moves a march move of 5. Actually, might do a normal move and then try and hit you.
Oh, look, he's trying something over ambitious.
Yes, I can.
It's not going to come off.
3. So he moves 3 from the edge, and that's up to about there.
Oh, he's going to try and have a go. He's going to have a go at Lara.
I'm going to have a go. Hey, Lara!
Many have tried and failed.
Archie's fine, if you want. Bam! There we go, and that's the howitzer. And a machine gun, I've got another machine gun of range of 6.
Surely that can't possibly be in range.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, it is. Curses.
So, you are in range of all my weapons. I believe you... Do you have cover? I don't think that's cover.
Really. No, she's got... Well, she would if you were coming from the other side, but no.
Fantastic.
It's what's known as a rear attack.
So, Lara comes up behind these barrels here, fires at my strong point, and then she hears this...
Now let's see what happens as the maelstrom of steel descends upon her.
So her armour is?
Her armour is 3.
3.
Yep, she's one tough mother.
Okay, so the...
And she's damage resilient as well, I might add.
Oh, curses. The howitzer is a 1 blast with 1 damage.
Right.
So it's just 1. Here we go. It's a hit. So you get no save. No, you get an infantry save. So you save on a hit symbol.
No.
No! And your damage resistance, so...
Yes!
Yeah. That's frustrating. Okay, so what was your armour? 3.
3.
So now we have 4 shots from the 50 caliber machine gun. Here we go.
Never ends.
1 hit. And you get an infantry save.
Which I do.
Which you make. This is annoying. Now we have a 30 caliber machine gun. Oh, 1 hit! 1 miserable hit!
Which I don't save. But I'm damage resilient. Which I don't save.
1 point of damage. A fusillade of machine gun fire and a howitzer blast, and 1 point of damage.
Excellent. She's tough. They make them tough in Germany. Deutschland.
Cursed. Of course, damage resilience cancels damage, not hits, just making that clear. But because all of these hits just did 1 point of damage each, we were just re-rolling the save. But, you know, it's the same kind of thing. Damage resilience is a chance to cancel damage that's already caused. But it works out the same in this instance.
And Lara is still alive.
Yes.
Very much so, in fact.
Okay, I brought my wildfire onto the board.
Here it is. Little futuristic motorbike type of arrangement with 4 50 caliber machine guns on the front. I was just commenting, how exposed would you feel riding this thing? There's no real, well, there's a little bit of a armor protection in the front, but All it takes is a little bit of flanking fire and it's all over, Red Rover.
Yes, well, before that happens, he's going to try and take out the flak boys, and he gets 10 dice. In you
Dice,
go.
they come. Oh, that's one. You've got 4 more.
1.
Despair ye not.
Why can't I roll any hits?
Oh, well, you got 2 more and 1 off the table. So that's 3 hits.
3 hits.
Okay, so they're 3 hits, so you've hit
save.
all of them. Infantry save. I saved 1.
So that's
2 hits, and you do damage, and I'm damage resilient.
Yes.
I saved 1.
Right, so one's dead.
One's dead.
Hello, wildfire.
Yes, but unfortunately he doesn't have enough actions left to do anything else.
No. Here come the Red Devils. They've charged in from the table edge, and they're out in the open, and they're going for it.
Right, well these guys are going to go through the window to here.
Oh no, they're all zeroing in on this objective, and all my guys are too far away. I've got to get there fast. So the Königsluthor is about to blast my remaining officer into smithereens.
Let's hope so. Here comes the first 5 of 11. That's 2 hits. It's 4 hits. 4 hits.
4 hits.
You get cover saves.
In those dice. Save on blanks. Miss out on 1.
Saved 1.
That's it.
3 hits.
He's dead.
Peppered.
No, I saved 3. He only got hit once.
Oh, okay.
But that's enough to kill him.
Excellent.
Here's my officer. I have nothing over here defending this objective. Well, this is frustrating. I have a unit of Grim Reapers and led by Rhino here, and they were in ambush, and I'd really like to bring them in to cover this objective. The problem is they have to be brought in 8 inches away from an enemy and in cover. And there's no spot for me to do this. I must have...
In your deployment area
in
too.
my deployment area. So I believe I've just left it too long and I can't bring them in, which is a game-changing thing.
It is. Particularly interesting is that the plane, which is just... I just happened to put it there. It could have been... In fact, I was going to move it over and blow something up over here, but I didn't. And because it's there, there's nowhere he can actually come on in cover that meets those criteria. So they're basically... The ambush has been foiled by aerial interdiction.
Yeah, so if
just flying around saying, I can see them, they're down behind that entrenchment.
If more experienced players are watching this and we've got this wrong, do let us know. But it seems as if I can't bring those ambush units in. And since it was designated as an ambush unit, I can't bring it in as reserves either. So I'm stopped from bringing in that excellent unit. And I think he's going to win the game because there's no way I can bring up forces to block him from getting this objective.
It is a game changer because had you been able to bring them on, for example, in that trench there, it would have made taking that objective directly in front of it extremely difficult. Anyway.
Dear, I'm going to lose again! Ah! Right, so your Wotan is just...
He's just got... He was here, he's been...
And take
13 dice, did 5 hits, melted. It's just a big green sludge.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Run out of smoke tokens.
Look, it's all over bar the shouting almost because the next thing he's going to do is bring up these death rays and they're the unit that is going to take that objective and there's just nothing I can do about it. This is so frustrating. The death rays have only got 1 wound left. If I could shoot that, I could stop him from taking the objective this turn and I'd have another turn to possibly grab victory from the jaws of defeat. The only unit I've got left is the mortar team over here. Now, if I had an artillery observer, they could blast, they could actually hit them from that distance and kill them and I'd be okay. However, I don't have an artillery observer and they can only move 1.
So they could maybe get up on this hill here, from which
there is no field of fire.
Visibility of the said
The death rays are
laser
hiding
squads.
behind this building. They're completely blocked. There's no way I can get to them. So frustrating, but really interesting. But well, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers, surprise, surprise, I lost. What a shock. How weird. I was talking to Will earlier on and I was just saying, I spend so much time preparing for these games, painting figures, doing summary sheets, doing all those things. I'm so thinking about the rules and how it looks and all that stuff that actually I don't pay any attention whatsoever to the strategies that I'm about to have to implement in the game. Of course, that's just a pitiful excuse. I'm just a pretty shit player. But
No, it's a common theme. I've noticed it for many years now. In fact, I rely on it.
However, this game was very interesting. The breakthrough scenario was great. What I should have done, and this is what I should have done, so listen and learn if you're about to play the scenario. This is where I set up half of my forces in this area here. Now, this is where I should have hunkered down and played a totally defensive game. I've got half of my forces here. He's got all his forces charging in from this corner. Should have been totally defensive. I foolishly ran one of my units up into the building. Shouldn't have done that.
Minced by zombies.
Got minced by zombies. That was ridiculous. Should have stayed in cover here and should have had cover close to this objective, so I'm just absolutely defending that. And then, of course, all the rest of my forces come over from this opposite corner of the table, and they should have charged up as much as I could, get them onto the table fast and furious, so I could start defending this objective as well and backing up the defence over here.
Having said that, though, you did fail to get any reinforcements on basically for the first 2 turns of the game, which stymied your counterattack.
It really did, and because they only really started coming in on the 3rd turn, because I rolled so badly, I had to roll 1 hit on 1 die to bring them on the 1st turn, or 1 hit on 2 dice to bring them on the 2nd turn. Terrible rolls, and so it wasn't until the 3rd turn that they all started charging in. So you can see here, I've got the Red Devils in the Devil Zone, and Mickey, and the Fireball.
It's a pity about Mickey, really.
All these guys. He was so fine. They all started coming in, but see, they're way too far away to do anything at this stage of the game. So all Will did is whittle away at my forces here, kill them off, positioned the aircraft and the other things, so I couldn't bring in my ambushing unit, which was very clever, because this unit would have changed the whole game, and then sorted up to the objective, took it. I have no one within range of the objective.
The other thing I realised is I was over-intimidated by this bunker over here, which I was going in with the intention of destroying it, but of course you can't really because it's a huge concrete emplacement. But it's got humans inside it, so you just had to keep suppressing them. So eventually I got to the realisation if I just lay down a curtain of fire upon them and keep suppressing them, they can't fire on me. So I fannied about keeping things like this in cover, trying to avoid being hit by the massive phaser cannons, which almost destroyed it in the first roll of the game.
Yes, that did scare you off, didn't it?
It did. He just skulked off and hid behind a building and waited for this guy to come and repair him. It was ridiculous. Biggest unit in the game, hiding.
Well, the other way to take the strong point, of course, would be to send in some close combat troops.
Well, this is what these guys with the flamethrowers were going to do next. So next turn, out here, flame, but I got you anyway with Lara with her hail of bullets. So yeah, it's very... the minefield and the barbed wire actually really do work as terrain elements. That's just an impassable wall that you can fire over, but you can't walk through.
Well, you can walk through, it'll just do some damage to you.
It's not worth it.
The interesting thing, of course, is that the Death Race was the only unit you had left to take that objective. This unit had done a march move, and you can't take an objective at the end of a march move if it's its last action. Those guys as well had done their maximum move and weren't in range. Yep. So the
only other one that was potentially in range was the zombie, but they can't take objectives because they're mindless.
There you go. So it was only the Death Race who could take that objective, and he only had 1 wound left. So if I had 1 unit in range to take those guys out, we would have had a whole nother turn, and who knows what would have happened during that turn. I would have brought all these forces up and started wreaking havoc. A really interesting scenario, and much more interesting than your average, pile up on opposite sides and go for it. Yeah, I'd actually really like to play this again, and with the knowledge that I've learnt from this game, and see how it goes, and hopefully roll a little bit better for bringing on troops at the start.
Swap it over and I could play the defender.
Yeah.
Now we know how to do it.
Yes. So, thank you very much, Will.
My pleasure. Thank you for watching.
And don't forget, visit orderofgamers.com to see lots of stuff about Dust Tactics Battlefield and hundreds of other games. Okay, that's it, folks. Thank you very much, Esoteric Order of Gamers members, and see you next time.
Au revoir.